We're testing out some very sharp utensils today. We wanted to come and document this at the very beginning so we can show you that we put these to the test, that we are backing our words, that we're making sure that this product that we put to market is going to be something that will be a legend to your family, to your bloodline. It can be handed down through generations. It can be customized for your personal use. Let's get to chopping. The cutting board. Not to mention that. That was the cutting board. Dude,
I feel awful.
why would you feel awful? That is the best thing ever. I want you to take a look at this blade because I don't think it did anything to it either.
Oh my god.
Feel any edge roll? So what I'm looking for, guys, is when you look down the blade, you have a thin blade edge and you're looking to see if the blade has curled over at all. And if it has, it'll reflect light back. So when you look down it, you shouldn't really see anything, any light reflecting back. What I'm making sure is I'm getting all the debris off of, because I do see the white debris from the cutting board. But there is no edge roll on this at all.
I mean, it's got flex to it. Wow.
Yep.
I'm impressed. After several really hard chopping tests, I'm just gonna start from the back and go straight down. Ready? Index finger along the spine is actually very nice. Good control.
Still razor sharp.
Yeah, dude, I'm impressed.
Need a shot of that. That is all after all the hard chopping tests that Davey just put it through. Yeah, so this is the very first Legend Blades custom design. I was a little limited by the steel I had and the thickness, but I put, it's a drop point. I put a little bit of a recurve because I wanted it to be, it's definitely mostly a chopper. So it's got a little forward weight on it with that bigger belly, so you get really good chopping power. You know, the other thing I did with it is I did a concave grind on it and actually put a secondary, smaller concave bevel. What that does is it keeps a lot of the steel behind that thin edge, so that as you're chopping, it'll stay sharp, it won't bend, it won't chip, it won't break as easily as, say, a flat grind or a hollow grinder or some of those things. So on this one, I need to increase the handle size a little bit. With a chopper, you want something that's got some good meat to it, so it doesn't swing around. You don't want your hand to, you know, feel like it's getting pinched or that you're gonna let it go. You want something that's got some beef to it. The other thing I would do in this design is right here, I would swing this up and make this a little more beefy. Once again, as you're swinging it, you don't want that knife to be able to fly out of your hand like this. So something, a little bump here, be a little bit bigger pommel or adding a pommel to the end. I need to do a little more sanding. We're gonna play around with some acid etching. I actually quenched this a little differently than I've done my last blades, in that I put clay on the spine so that I would get a softer spine with a really hard edge. What that allows is your knife is for that edge to hold with less of a chance of it breaking and cracking, once again because of the force, the brittleness of the blade. So that softer spine allows for a tougher blade overall. this worked well. I would also change my handle. I would bring my handle down to cover that stop, right, that guard, just to give it a little more, and I would also round these off. There's a lot of finishing stuff I do, but we really wanted to test the blade, the quench, the design to see, does it chop? Does it work? It's a chopper first. It's definitely a slicer second. There's no one knife fits all, right? There's not one knife that does everything really well. You really want to design your knives specifically for the task they're going to be used for. So yeah, overall I am thrilled with how this worked. I did not expect it to chop through a freaking cutting board, but that is super exciting, and I'm sorry, Dave, for ruining your cutting board. That's a successful test.